we find an incredible human, and then they're on an incredible season of Survivor, and the next thing you know, these other shows are going, hey, why don't you come do our show? And I'm like, yeah, of course you would. That's a great casting philosophy. Just wait for us. So I do get a little territorial, I'm not gonna lie, because it's vicious, it's tough, man. You gotta keep your show good, you gotta be ahead of everybody else, and I try to remind myself, hey, I'm working on it. I really am working on it, that we're not in charge of anybody's destiny, and just because somebody goes and plays Traitors doesn't mean they can't come back and play Survivor. And I'm being completely honest that it has bothered me. It doesn't bother me with Cerise. Cerise, Hall of Fame. Cerise can do whatever she wants. But if you looked at it from our point of view, we might have a returning player season in store, and we're like, well, now you're going to go do this show and that show, and it's not quite as special now to see you. But I really am trying to change that, because I realize, the people are compelling. No wonder everyone wants them. I mean, they're really entertaining, cool people. And you're going to see that with S48. You're going to absolutely fall in love with some of the people from 48 because they're amazing. It's not my place to say, please don't go do anything else. So I really am honestly, consciously working on that. But so that's part of it. How you stay ahead of the competition is you continue to be better. And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
There's a reason we don't watch other shows. I don't want to be influenced by other shows. I don't want to see somebody who has the same idea we have and then feel like, oh, I guess we can't do it because they did it. I want to know, well, we didn't know you were doing it, so we're doing our version of it. Because we're constantly trying to evolve. Evolution is the key. So it's going to be a theme for the rest of Survivor. We're going to just keep evolving, and we'll keep making mistakes. But the fans are very cool about saying, didn't like it.
Yeah.
But you don't leave. That's what gives us the freedom to try it, is we're not terrified we'll lose our audience. We know you will say, I didn't like it. Or that season, gotta be honest, kind of sucked. That's fine. I've met people tonight, like 47 may have been the best season of the new era. I said, yeah. And I say, and you haven't even seen 48. That's really fun for us.
Right. Well, I guess the biggest question to ask you, Jeff, is where do you go from here?
Well, you mean 50?
That's what I mean.
Okay. All right. Let's share a little about where we are with 50. All right. So it's a returning player season, and trying to figure out who we want to represent Survivor 50 has been the most exciting, I would say, and simultaneously single most difficult thing any of us have ever done. And that is not me blowing smoke, because there are players here. We've had 750-something people play this game. 750. How many are on a season? 18, 20, whatever? Not many. So we started with a list of 200 people. And we're like, I could actually see any of these people representing the season. And then we got it down to 100. And then we got to 70 was the first difficult cut, where we were all like, man, now it's getting bloody. Then we get down to 50. And at that point, you're just looking, going, man, and people will say, well, do 50 players. You can't. You can't because of math. You just can't. You'd have to do 70 episodes. It just doesn't work. We would love to do it. You also can't track 50 players. You can't have 50 interviews. You can barely track 18 players. So it's just math. It still has to be a small number. And so that's where we're at. We're still whittling it down. I can tell you this. Here's what we want. This is what we're trying to do, because we want to satisfy you. We want a cast that represents all types of players spanning all the eras. An array of people who have slept, bled, battled this ever-changing game design for the last 25 years. Because really, Survivor 50 is a representation of everyone who has ever played and the fans who've been with us for the entire time. So that's what we're endeavoring to do. So you can see how difficult it would be to get it down to a handful of men and a handful of women. Very difficult. We hope we get it right. Just know we're trying. That's what we're intending to do.